priorities are going to be, and you can see kind of similar kind of kind of setups coming in now with the meta kind of finally settling down here on 13.5. The Lee Sin specifically here in the LPL has become a bit of a permaban coming out for a lot of teams, and it does feel like, you know, it just feels like that pick that once it has any semblance of being meta, everyone's going to jump on that train.
Yeah, they definitely will. Kind of seeing how the bans have changed, though. Not too much difference. LGD, though, not wanting to deal with Gragas, and, you know, the Vi still being left open this time around. So for JDG, they're just going to lock that one in instantaneously, and that has been a pick we've been seeing get a lot of value. And I feel like every series that's been picked into in recent times and going to go with the Zeri for themselves. It's been what Ruler has, I think, looked most comfortable on. Maybe that and the Varus are really where he stood out. This is one of the two picks he's really leaned on. So for LGD, you expected them to kind of match Engage Jungle with Engage Jungle. The Elise didn't work out. Get the Wukong, look for something more stable. And yeah, go with something that doesn't feel like it has as much urgency to try and find advantages. And, you know, that could just backfire so horribly wrong like we saw in Game 1. So yeah, more stability coming out from LGD this time with their first 3 picks.
Yeah, and a little bit more kind of hard engage coming back in for Jinzhou if he does pick in this Nautilus. Nautilus Ophelia is pretty good in those first few levels as well, so if you do end up going up against the Zeri Lulu, you have got an opportunity to make things work against the enemy teams. So taking their time to figure out if they do want to go for it. They do lock that one in, so maybe gonna go, oh, I love this. You get a little bit of hard engage, good disengage as well from the Wukong, and the Nautilus would be a nice catch-all there. We've kind of seen the Renata coming back into the fray a little bit, seen a couple of bans towards her, a couple of picks, but no, the Rakan has had much of a higher force in terms of his presence here in the LPL on 13.5, and that is still giving me plenty of engage tools while also keeping Ruler safe.
I was with you, though. I love the Renata. I feel like Renata looks like 65% win rate in the LPL for the time she's been picked, just especially when you're going up against so much hard engage. It seems like it's one of the champions that teams like get used to not playing against, and then having to play around, you know, the W, the ulti once again. It's kind of a hard thing to acclimate to, but sadly we don't get it. Missing Rakan, though, has always been a highlight of a champion for him specifically too. You know, when you think of missing, you usually think of like the hooks, like you think of Thresh most predominantly, but Rakan definitely not too far behind, and now going to ban out some of these more, I'd say, leaned on picks from the side of LGD. I like that this time they realize, hey, with having that Wukong, something like the LeBlanc is open. And it's something that's actually been banned against HangzhouLGD like a few times. Actually, he's only been able to bring it out once this split.
Yeah, pretty high ban percentage against HangzhouLGD. Something that kind of gives him agency. And then LeBlanc in general has had a couple of different changes, of course. Her sigil upon a minion kill gives her 30% of the mana and the cooldown back. So definitely has a lot more priority in that lane. And Knight going back to the Syndra wasn't banned away this time around. LGD kind of forgetting about that one there. They kind of prioritized the Akali, which we did mention the last time around as well. But JDG happy to take that one into the mid lane, knowing it's a pretty safe blind, to be perfectly honest. Very few that can go against it.
Do you remember the good old days when we used to get, you see a Syndra and you get an Echo picked against it? I don't know if that even is still considered a counter matchup in the mid lane.
I don't think Echo goes mid anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, right? Echo mid hasn't been a thing in a long time, but those were the days. You see a Syndra on one side, instantly responded with an Echo, and yeah. I don't know. I just miss things like that, being able to come out. Back in the day, like when someone would lock in a Corki and get like a Zed as a response as compared to, you know, like the Azir or any, you know, a Victor or any other standard control mage. But we aren't getting those. Why am I reminiscing about the good old days? Because what we're getting, though, still pretty aggressive. We get a Renekton in top. We get a Talia with the wall to be able to follow in mid. And 369 gonna show why we love him is that he can play Cannon, hard win lane one game, and then opt into an Ornn the next. So definitely keep my eye on mid lane matchup specifically and what Knight is able to do on the Syndra. Going up against the Talia, I mean, if you can land that scatter of the week once you get post 6, there's so much burst potential there to be able to start finding kills and really taking over alongside Kanavi.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely a bit more of a engaging mid lane kind of jungle combination here for JDG. We'll see what they're able to kind of make out of it. The scout of the week, as you said, kind of a huge amount of potential to be able to make things happen in that early to mid game. But I will say this Leah, very good at mitigating a lot of that. You throw down the ground, you're able to kind of stop everyone from dashing or getting on top of you, specifically as well as when we start to see, you know, kind of more towards that 5-6 minute mark when the supports do tend to roam. I'll be very curious to see what they're able to do. But LGD, they find themselves with their backs against the wall. JDG just kind of saying business as usual. They're not happy with the way the results have been going so far. They feel like they should be maybe even more terrifying and higher win percentage than they already are. But for the moment, it is still doing exceptionally well, and they're doing great.
You know, what's funny about that is JDG also. So even though right now they're sitting under EDG, right? EDG have one more series win, though that won't be the case after this, and JDG actually will overtake them if they win this game. Even before this, JDG came into the series just with the highest game win rate anyway. They have a 75% game win rate as compared to EDG at 70 and LNG at 71. So they are absolutely pissed that they are winning more than everybody else, because they should be winning even more than they're winning more than everybody else.
What do you mean we're not winning more than everyone? No, you are winning. What do you mean we're not winning harder than everybody else? One of those moments is the Jayo's roar. Could be our final game of the day. Could be a very early day for myself and yourself, Lyric. It's only 12 noon for us in the British and Irish Isles.
And this being my second to last cast here, I do another one on Wednesday.
I do one on Saturday.
Whoa.
I think I'm with Jamada on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, I'm back with the good old Listerine duo. Cap off the split.
Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. Well, you cap off with Hysterics. Hysterics actually caps off the split at the end of the year. He's on Sunday, I believe. I think that's the way it is. Or maybe I'm with Kitty. I can't remember who I'm with. I'm either with Jamada or Kitty on Saturday.
See, people, you think we get brought here to cast the game. We're actually here to just catch up, talk about...
yeah, it's actually just a social event. It's just like, Lyric, my bro!
So
I'm still the only one in... yeah,
you guys do pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We actually won the double Grand Slam because we won the senior one, which is like the actual one, and we won the under-20s as well. So Ireland's doing pretty good. Got a Rugby World Cup this year. Are you going to be in Europe during the Rugby World Cup? If you are, I'd love to bring you.
We'll find out. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows where you'll be? Yeah.
A new day brings, a new thing. Is this day brought me and you reunited. Me with my Castle in the Sky sweater. Xiaoshu getting heavily traded on by 369. Fearless looks in the eyes. These guys look like absolute killers. And it's a great. What's today? Monday.
Monday is Monday the 20th. I don't know if that's significant or not, but it is Monday the 20th. It's a funny mood. We're actually just saying in the break that it's been a funny day of cast because it's been weird because they've not been of any major consequence, all of all. These haven't been the most amazing of moments. To stop myself for the moment, 369 taking a very unfavorable trade. Xiaoshu thought about going for the flash, but knew he didn't have enough in his auto attack to kill him off. But it has felt like the team that looks like they're going to win after 15 minutes, winning after 15 minutes, and just kind of moves forward from that, So it kind of feels like it feels disingenuous to build hype off of that,
Yeah, I agree. We did high, so you just said a team that can, starts winning at the 50-minute mark usually is able to take it. If LGD can keep up with this, if Xiaoshu can find these good trades, already forcing TP out for 369, I mean, that can be what gets you there. So more agency for Xiaoshu. One of the things on the overarching LGD checklist that was brought to the fold as the other thing we wanted from LGD. Honestly, that was it. that was really it. We do have more stability, I guess, in terms of the composition. Like, they have more comeback mechanisms if they fall behind. The thing, though, is when you're up against JDG overall, I don't feel like comeback mechanisms mean much. But still, if you can, get Meteor 6, you have a Cyclone, you get that into like a seismic shove into the rocks on the ground. That's what I'm going to call the ability. Huge amount of damage able to come through.
I will say, having experienced a rock being flung at my head many a time in my life, it's not fun. Not a fun experience as JDG looking to set something up on this bot side. If this waves push up just a little bit more, you can see so much happening here, but it's going to be difficult to maybe make it work. Here we go, flash for flash, 1 for 2 in that regard. Navi does not flash in to secure that Q, but a 2-for-1 flash deal, you take that deal any day of the week.
Just like episode 72 of Yu-Gi-Oh, where, you know, Weevil Underwood has the trap card rearing and ready to go, but then
I'm looking up episode 7. I'm looking up episode 72 of Yu-Gi-Oh right now, and if Weevil Underwood is in it, I swear to God.
No way.
I swear to God.
No way. As, you know, the point is, the trap play kind of did work out, right? They were able to get LPC's summoners off it, but not able to turn into a kill. So now Meteor.
He is in it! No way! No way! Weevil Underwood is in it. That's insane.
Sounded about right.
Oh my God. How is he in? But that's such a random number. Why is he in there?
You know, that's also. You know, I haven't watched that recently. I want to throw that out there. Not even like not 6 months recently. It has been many years, but it's just sounded correct. As you know, Sheen, I'm gonna hone in. Me and you are both gonna hone in because Knight level 6. Knight is the type of guy you can see now already kind of abundantly using things like Zeta to find some starting damage. Brings Kanavi in, unleashed power. Will be ready to go. Well, they're going for it?
Well, they're looking for it. They're going to force the flash immediately. Oh my God, he didn't flash that Q lands. That was a kill for Knight right there, but enough to keep him alive. And this is the thing, though, JDG, they're being a bit quicker off the park. You can see there that Jin Zhao and Meteor were in the area, but about 10 seconds later than the JDG, you know, jungle support combination. So it's definitely a lot harder for them to be more impactful when they're just behind the plays.
And that was just almost an outright solo kill anyway, right? Like sure, the threat would have guaranteed it. That's meant to the flash, but I'm positive.
Here we go.
Meteor now. They're the number 6 advantage.
Smite. 600 is the mark we're looking at right now. Doesn't get it, though. Has to go in and straight away. Has to get himself back out. Ruler flashes away as he does know the HangzhouLGD was coming in on top of a surfing piece of rock. Meteor keeps himself alive as the Aphelios picks up one. Maybe one more. Does he want to flash over? No. He doesn't have it. And they don't have any more vision. JDG get out with the dragon. They do lose one, though.
So despite being a numbers disadvantage to start with, Knight didn't have any mana, and HangzhouLGD was making his way from base with the Weaver's Wall. So that's why LGD felt confident that even if they couldn't necessarily get the dragon itself, that they could maybe force something off of it. So 1 kill picked up for the side of LGD. LPC gonna get a nice injection of gold under him. And now we're going to see how it all goes down because again, look at him in map, see him making way over, Knight, no mana. So it makes it really awkward. It kind of really isn't even a 4v4 when you think about it, because Knight can only throw out these autos. Means Hangzhou goes for the dredge line, they find one, passive and locks down Kanavi, and then missing, looks like hoping to at least find a 1-for-1, because he's thinking, hey, I'm on the Rakan, I can be able to escape, though even that could have been a bit dicey if you don't have Flash to follow him, but believing that he would have been able to get out even regardless.
Definitely a little bit of a scary moment there for JDG, but they don't lose too much off of that. They get the first dragon of the game, nice and early, well before this Rift Herald. We can see the hook coming in. Jin Zhao, you've done this a couple of times, and you will be punished for it once again. Just to be very careful with how he kind of, you know, works with these engages. And this is the thing with the Nautilus, is that yes, he can be exceptionally powerful. We have seen him lollipop his way to success in so many ways, but it can be a bit of a detriment as well. You've got to be so aware of where exactly you're throwing those hooks and how far ahead you're going to be putting yourself if you're AD carry.
Whoa, Sheen. You do not criticize Jin Zhao. He's the only player on their side that's been to Worlds. Been to Worlds. 2016, IMA. They might not have finished too well. But I guess they were only 1 game behind C9 from potentially making it out of that group. But funnily enough, they actually did get 2-0'd by C9, I believe, in that group.
I think
so, and then they got 2-0'd by Flash Wolves or something like that. Good times, 2016 Worlds.
I know, right? I also lied. Meteor was born in 1999. I thought he was 2000, but he is also a 90s baby.
Kind of.
It's like that Star Wars meme. We allow you to sit here, but we do not give you the rank of master.
Ashid, they're not going to even allow LPC to sit here.
No, LPC will not be allowed to sit here. He doesn't even pop the ghost because he knows he is dead. 4 men strong, JDG just overload the bot lane and make sure they confirm at least some kind of a trade now that Media is getting himself the Rift Herald on top side.
Yeah, so at least going to be able to equalize it in terms of gold, be able to get 2 places down here in bot lane. The thing we're looking at is, 1, where they want to use the Herald, and 2, can they kind of sync that up with a play with Hangzhou's Weaver's Wall? Because that now is going to be back online. So you can potentially try and find maximum value. You know, hell, maybe this time you overload bot lane, right? Bring Meteor down, bring Hangzhou down with Weaver's Wall, and can really get a lot out from that. Top lane might be a bit hard now with 369 having so many levels under his belt. I guess Call of the Forge God isn't up, but once that one is, you expect to play from top really shouldn't be too easy. So we're looking at mid, we're looking at bot.
I'm just looking at mid. I know you said this there, but that is a 25 CS lead in the mid lane right now, just for Knight. And the funny thing is Hangzhou hasn't died, but he hasn't had to die because Knight has just been able to control the tempo of how much push he's able to get. And the thing is that he's the one going a bit more damage heavy. The Merc Treads are picked up here for Hangzhou, so he's not going to have that same level of early game impact when he finishes off his first item. And actually went with the tier as well, which I do agree with, but it does delay those item pickups that little bit more. So JDG very happy with the way the game is going so far. 50 seconds to the next dragon spawns, and they're going to be, honestly, I think they're going to get the Zeri down in time to finish off her Cole, which could mean a Immortal Shield Bow before this fight actually happens, because he is sitting on just under 4,000 gold.
Yeah, might actually be able to get that one online and hit a pretty nice power spike. You see player go on the side, Ruler actually being at the top end of it between him and Xiaoshu, who, I mean, Xiaoshu maybe not getting like a ton invested into him, is now Dominus, but has been controlling the lane. 369 bluffed him.
He bluffed him. Didn't call him out. Or rather did call him out, and Xiaoshu didn't go in on it.
369 made him think, hey, you know that gentleman's agreement of we get bored, so we're going to fight in top lane every now and then? Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Walks away.
He broke the agreement. How shameful. There is no honor for 369 in the tank matchup.
But that's what we love about 369. 369 is that, you know, he's that loose Ronin who's doing his own thing, you know, out in the villages, not following the way of the other samurais. Exactly.
Well, Shelly, or Shirley, gets dropped out. I always call her Shelly because that's just how I would view it, because she has a giant shell that she uses to bump into things. But, you know, I know the LCK have called her Shirley. That is her christened name in the LCK.
I found it. I figured it out. If this is Kenshin, you know, the anime, then 369 is the bandaged bad guy at the end. I can't remember his name, but you know the main baddie at the end. About, yeah, the evil dude who's all like burnt up and awesome.
Yes, some great. Anime has some great villains, but they great concepts of villains. I feel like sometimes they get poorly written. I'll never forget how poorly One Piece did my boy Doflamingo. Love that guy, love that villain arc, and then they just went, let's put him in a toy island for stupid reasons. I'm like, God damn it, this is silly. It was great. It was fine, but he couldn't, like, Crocodile has such a better arc. You cannot even deny that. Like, the whole, like, taking over a country thing, like,
it's the same arc, brother. It's the same arc,
but it's not. But they made it worse.
Oh,
you
wait.
know?
I thought we were going to get the same arc here. I was like, hey, we're talking about same arcs. JDG, everyone going to bot lane? I'm ready for that again. But sadly, Ashin, we just get red buff stealage on the rift. Lots of vision, though. Maybe even a cheeky Krug steal able to come through for Navi.
Possibly. And I maintain Dolphy got done dirty. I just wanted to say it like that because it sounds really fun. But already Ruler and Missing making it to that first Rift Herald, which I have been informed by Chimera that it is the first Herald is Shelly and the second one is Shirley. They're two different Rift Heralds. So thank you, Chimera, for confirming that for me. As we see a hook. Landed on top of a minion and fighting this one out. He's got himself about a 25 CS lead as well, so the CS leads in mid and AD carry are not going away. As that's an interesting animation bug. Okay. Like recalling in the wall, but 2 dragons apiece, or sorry, 2 dragons to none, as Missing is going to be walking straight into Meteor, who had his Friar's Bloom going, so he knows not to go into that rush. Mortal Shield Bow picked up. Bloodthirst picked up for LPC, so he's got a shield of his own, which means he can survive a fair bit of this poke coming out from Knight. maybe the engage from Kanavi. They are waiting for Zeri to get here, but I think it's going to be a little too late. That tower is dead.
Yeah, so nice job by LGD. Managed to get here first, using the reset timing off of Ruler to be able to guarantee to take this one. And we said for JDG, this matchup does have implications. I mean, they'll take first in the standings. And though I don't think first in and of itself means too much, being able to stay in top 2, get to the double elim portion of the bracket, is what JDG are hoping for. Right now, they're already even locked for the bracket under that. So luckily for them, even if for whatever reason this goes awry and like LG and EDG went out and overtake them, they won't fall too far down. But still, getting to start off with that lifeline intact, getting to watch the other teams and maybe get like cement your read on the meta. Because like what you're playing in scrims, like maybe they'll see like lower tier teams in playoffs play that. It doesn't work out, and it lets them readjust. So definitely a lot of benefits to being able to wait out. I know a lot of people say, you know, there's benefit too to maybe getting the reps in on stage. Like there's a lot of players and teams who do enjoy that, but kind of it goes both ways, right? Kind of depends on the team, depends on the player. Regardless, you'll take double elim every day of the week.
Oh, you will, but welcome to the bounce house. Xiaoshu, blink and you'll miss it. Flash into Q into ult, double ult from JDG's jungle on top. He's Haichao as well is in a lot of trouble. He has to pop his own stopwatch. He's still sitting on no completed items. I want to make that very clear right now. This game is only 1,000 gold ahead, not even for JDG, but it just feels like they're just in control every single lane.
It does, and it's what you would expect. It's really where their power has been. We're going to get a replay of how this went down, but I don't really know if there's even a lot that needs to be said. Great Q flash coming out from Kanavi to knock into the Call of the Forge God, and then even just cementing the ult on top of it, giving Xiaoshu no wiggle room to be able to escape that. Looking at where Xiaoshu's at now, on top of the Blade of the Rune King, serrated Dirk in pocket, only tier 1 boots. We're starting to get some tankiness out from 369 with the Frozen Heart being picked up on top of the Aegis. So a lot of items complete across the board. Really the only big one we're missing is Haichao. Still not finishing off that mythic, and as I say it, he finally does.
Good curse, good curse. You're looking out for LGD. You're being a bro.
There's going to be a bit of power behind this Leah now, heading into this dragon fight in 20 seconds. And again, LGD kind of with the fight right in front of them. You're able to throw down all of Leah's AoE, big Cyclone comes forward. But I guess even JDG, hypothetically, you have the Call of the Forge God. So to me, it's a lot of, can JDG connect their CC? If LGD should just lose out, as Rift Herald gonna at least buy them space to walk into River.
A little bit of space and also get themselves mid lane tier 1. So all that's been happening though, Knight's just been happy out taking this turret. Honestly, should be able to take it with his wave kind of crashing into it. So TP available for him, making it so much easier for him to kind of just push that in, reset, get a buy-in. But you don't even have to go for this fight as JDG, which they are not going to. They're completely giving up on this dragon because they're saying, cool, we're happy to let this one go. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves some gold instead, get some pressure around the map. And it is LGD kind of being torn around the map a little bit, pushed into positions they maybe don't want to be in, as Ruler is starting to stack up here on this area, going for the more team fight orientated build of the Runans rather than the double shielding of the Bloodthirster and of course the Immortal Shield Bow. But for the moment, it is still LGD keeping this game fairly close. It still does feel JDG favored, but LGD not to be discounted just yet.
No, definitely not. Again, good call. I mean, they went for Dragonite. They had probably on top side commit Xiaoshu down, but it opened up for this great rotation from JDG to cut them off from their top side jungle and put even more pressure down up here. It's going to be able to get this one up. Will probably have to back off the Scout of the Week not landing, and they're giving time for reinforcements to come from LGD. And I like you pointing out, you know, JDG are fine even with the Drake because they've already stacked up 2. They're fine going with the gold trade. They also have Ornn items coming out later on. They will have a beefier front line with that Ornn too. So I feel like JDG definitely feel like the more comfortable team with this game extending, but LGD's damage will be there. It'll just be, man, how do you know, Call the Forge God, quickness, cease and desist, so many things to dodge out on. And it feels like the only way to kind of do that is Xiaoshu getting onto the back line and creating chaos to, even if all those land, maybe the carries can't follow up. But Xiaoshu, I mean, Blade of the Rune King, you can see he's going like a very damage-heavy build. Probably going to opt in to try to create more pressure on sides. If he goes into the back line, he'll just be deleted. Dead. Gone. Rinse.
I was going to jump in, but then you said it again. I was like, see how many words he's got. See how many he has available to him. But yeah, I can't really argue with that kind of point. I feel like it's definitely going to be very difficult to kind of, you know, really find a fight that favors you, especially with the fact that 369 has gone for the Frozen Heart first and now picks himself up the Jack Show, and this is one of my personal favorites. Do you know what the name of the... Oh, stop myself very quickly as they are going to see a full engage coming in here onto the bot lane of LGD. There's a TP on the backside. Jinzhou flashes away. Meteor has finally gone down, but they've lost the recon because of it. Ruler over the wall knows the Nautilus has nowhere to go because he was trapped by his own mid laner. And LGD will lose 2 for 1. But Xiaoshu on a good flank. They know he's there, though.
I was going to say, not a great flank anymore. Maybe can get away to slice and dices through mid. We're going to see Knight trying to follow up now, but would be a pretty dangerous path. So it looks like Xiaoshu at the end should be fine. Still 2 for 1 up for JDG in the exchange. They're going to be happy with that. It goes back to us saying, like, despite gold being even and LGD doing a decent job matching some moves, that they've gotten 2 turrets, JDG definitely felt like the ones in control of the map. You can even see that from the mini-map with the vision they've been able to get set up so aggressively.
See the replay here, and again, it's just kind of them finding an opportunity here with Mitsing, but it isn't as bad for LGD. Yes, they lose 2 for 1, but they do kind of delay it enough for everyone to get into position.
Yeah, not able to get onto Jinzhou. And then we're going to see here, I mean, great damage coming out from LPC the whole time onto Missing to make sure that he goes down. The wall kind of limiting some of the path to get away there from LGD side. Yeah. Oh, HangzhouLGD.
Jinzhou.
Oh, a shame.
And HangzhouLGD, Scout of the Week. Knock up. He does have a hook to keep him alive and a seismic show, but they're going to come back in with 369 at the TP. Jinzhou still just about getting taken out, and they'll find HangzhouLGD. So last time around, it was Jinzhou falling down. This time, HangzhouLGD joins them. JDG will get themselves this priority now over this Baron. This should just be it confirmed. I will say you do have the Prowler's Claw finished up for Xiaoshu, but he's nowhere near this fight. You can see already LGD, they're not really contesting it in any meaningful way.
No, the only real thing you can do here, and I think it's what they would hope to do, Missing goes down. I was going to say, just try to get the steal for Meteor. If he dies, he dies, but giving this one up.
I mean, they might look for the fight afterwards because you use the hell of a lot there. It's just be 369 forced to use his flash to get himself over the wall. The Moonlight Vigil comes out, and JDG do lose Missing, which gave LGD a little bit of hope, but still the Baron confirmed there for JDG.
Not having confidence in going for that fight because a lot of key ults were down. No Call of the Forge God, you know, no Cease and Desist, no Unleashed Power. We're going to see here, I mean, just playing with vision. And Jinzhou not even necessarily walking up yet. Like, he wasn't even over-aggressing all too much. He gets cut out, but I love what JDG do here. Split your CCs. You're already committing onto the Talia. You have, I believe it was Ruler finishing off the other kill to make sure that that one gets through, or maybe it was even Kanavi, but still. Not over-indexing into one, making sure that you're able to get both, and now turning onto the Drake. LGD realized they can't even contest this as a Meteor. Gonna calm down. Knight, 2 items strong. A lot of magic pen there as well. Would be able to outright burst Meteor if he can just connect one more combo. Maybe has, you know, a couple of orbs down for a huge ultimate.
Knight. He's getting engaged upon right now, but he does have the support of his top laner. Meaning they can't fully engage in that. It's actually HangzhouLGD who hightails it out of there.
I think HangzhouLGD's pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Had a scatter the week landed, I mean, he might just be dead. Outright
straight
gone.
Up. Straight up. We do have some Ornn items coming out. I was going to say a while ago, do you know what the Jack Show more is, you know, kind of brought into when it gets upgraded by the Ornn? Do you know what it's called? It's pretty metal. It's pretty damn metal.
Jackhammer.
No, it's the unspoken parasite.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? It's real, like, damn.
That sounds like some, like, 1990s techie death metal band.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of death, someone's going to die here. Xiaoshu is being kept at arm's length at all times. He's going to lose his dominance in the next second or two, and yep, there it goes. Xiaoshu gets jumped on, he gets popped, and Knight says, "You cannot touch me." 3-0-1, comboing up with Kanavi, doing exceptionally well.
Oh, they're still looking to run them down. Gonna see Nope, nothing going to come from that. But yeah, Xiaoshu just going to get taken down. Maybe that was his first medal show. Walked a little bit too close to the pit. Those big 7-foot guys come in as Call the Forge got knocked up.
It does land on the meteor, but good. Disengage from LGD means they'll only lose the tower, which, to be real, they were probably going to lose anyway. They're able to move themselves back into a little bit more of a defensive position. The Luden's Tempest gets upgraded there. Don't know if you know that one. So we're going to see Knight basically just say, like, Xiaoshu doesn't touch him at all. Not once.
No, doing a nice job playing around this.
Not even with the Prowlers. Not even with the Prowlers, dude.
That scat of the week was absolutely clean coming in. Buys time for Kanavi to get in here. And then nothing you can do once the Unleashed Power comes out. Great overall pick from them. And Kanavi, he's not stopping.
He is not stopping. But he's stopping now. He's stopping.
I need to stop talking. I need to stop saying what's happening.
That's my job.
Take it away.
You're trying to take my job.
Come on.
But yes, coming back into this one, do you know what the upgraded version of Luden's Tempest is called? I'm going to assume no. Because you don't tend to learn these names.
No idea.
It's Eye of Luden. It's actually pretty basic. It's not that great. It's just the Eye of Luden. Do you know what the Immortal Shield... The Immortal Shield also, in my opinion, takes a little bit of an L in terms of the name change it gets when it gets upgraded. It gets turned into Blood Ward, which I'm just not as... Immortal Shield sounds a bit more fun, you know?
It does. It just sounds like edgy for the sake of edgy, but not edgy in like a, oh, it's pretty edgy way.
Yeah, it's like a person on the start of their edginess, you know, like they just started watching Sword Art Online and not quite sure why they like it so much.
It's like 13-year-old edgy. They've started to like wear Converse. They got like the checkered patterns going on. Everything's like red, white, and black.
Yeah,
maybe
they bought
they
their
give
first
themselves
Metallica T-shirt.
Yeah,
even though they don't really listen to Metallica because it's not really the kind of metal they grew up with.
Which again, no shade.
No
here.
shade.
No shade.
Shade.
That's how you get your start.
Yeah.
But that is still very much the beginning.
Oh yeah, you got to start off in that style before you actually kind of, you know, gain the kind of knowledge of knowing where the metal is coming from, you know. Gotta listen to some Tenacious D, realize that's a metal album for the ages, you know. Realize The Pick of Destiny is a terrible movie, but the album's alright. So many layers of being a metalhead. My dad's a huge metalhead. That's where that's where we mostly bonded as well. Our mutual appreciation of metal music. And your screamo bands.
Yeah, I'm pretty deep in the sauce, as they say.
Yeah.
And I'm right now I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for LGD and JDG.
Deep in the sauce. My God.
I'm waiting for LGD and JDG to be deep in that sauce, please.
Yeah. You want to know how deep Lyric is in the sauce? Go check out Decolorized by Bare Bones on YouTube. One of his newest music videos. Very cool song. Oh. I like it a lot. Give me that plug. I have it on I downloaded it. I have it on my my playlists.
Look at this. You know, I'm not shamelessly promoting myself. That's all I'm saying, Reddit mods. That is all I'm saying.
Go check it out. It's called Decolorized. Bare Bones.
Start building the stakes. We have Dragon in 10 seconds. Sold
we got
for JDG.
Baron now.
They don't have Baron now.
We got Baron now. I'm gonna go for that. They know they can't contest with this Dragon because they haven't got any priority on that bot side, but they've already been called off and cut off. Knight would have to flash over that wall, but the Baron is not going down quick enough. Shout is on a flank. Can he make it happen? He's away from this fight. There's a good hook there on from Jin Zhao. He just keeps him alive. That Moonlight Vigil's pretty big. Knight has to go into stasis. Or not Knight, excuse me. It's Ruler goes into stasis to keep himself alive. Finally, the Vi goes over on top of the Aphelios. HangzhouLGD getting hit here by the ore. Nobody can take him down. Look at the shot on LPC. It's a 2 for 2. LGD shall survive.
I mean, LGD, the fact that they find 2 is huge. With the deficit, they're almost at a 10k deficit. Still able to get 2, but still, JDG, they're able to return some kills. This will be Soul going over, with Ruler managing to pick this one up by himself. And I mean, hell, getting that shield, getting just a second mountain overall, 369, going to be incredibly tanky. It's going to end up doing so much. So that might have been D's best bet. It was a good shot, but it didn't do enough.
That's the thing. Yes, they threw the Hail Mary. They kind of got the catch, but it just fumbles right at the last second because they're just too far behind. And
No, they
It's a
threw the Hail
great
Mary.
hook
They
here.
they got the catch, and they realized it still wasn't enough points to win. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
great.
still 50 points down.
Great hook, great moonlight visual, and good follow-up here. I liked it for JDG. They realized, hey, 369 can still keep going with this. They can find that last kill with Ruler, the true DPS who can contend with LPC being so low. They didn't want to go for it, but look at the shields now. He's gone.
My
Oh,
God, he
too.
is gone. But they are traded back, so not a bad situation to be in. Again, a one-for-one trade suits out LGD. It's denying resources and giving more time over to LGD. JDG trying to end this game as quick as they can without it kind of going to a bit of an elder flip. Jinzhou keeping himself alive for the moment, but only just for the moment. Meteor spinning his way towards a better freedom, which is the gray screen. And he hasn't got anything else to do for 40 seconds. They go back to the Baron. They should be able to confirm this, and it is going to be a last final stand. I will say it's a 6-1 Aphelios. He's nearly on the 4 items. He can carry, but he needs a hell of a lot from his team to be able to do it.
It's one of those things where we know it's possible. If JDG funnel in the wrong way, if, you know, a certain member gets looked, it can happen. But at the same time, I think it takes Ruler getting taken out of a fight very early on. I feel like it has to be him, because Knight does a lot of damage, but again, it's very like cooldown, very burst centric. We're gonna see the extent of the burst in this replay. Didn't even need the unleashed power in the end to get that one, but with the aggressive play coming through, it opens up the decisive shove to be answered by LGD, and now Meteor just going a little bit too overzealous. They get split up by the fact that they take different paths, which allows for them to find the opening kill onto Jinzhou. And then, I mean, both of the characters are like, hey guys, we can't do anything here. We tried to funnel in, you guys took different paths, got picked off, and we're gonna go home and watch TV. That's what they did. But in watching TV, LPC watched one of those infomercials that sells really cheap but weird things at night, and he's picked up his 4th item.
JML, do you have that in the States? It's like that brand that does everything. It's like, you need this, the chop and squat or whatever the hell it is. It's like,
I don't know if it's the same name or like the exact same brand, but we have that. The do it all, clean your dishes rag that can also be propped to
changes your tires and also brings your dog for a walk, because why not? A lot for their JDG, and JDG can appreciate those items, because they're getting the massive use out of it. That's a lot of damage.
So we're seeing LPC can deliver, but again, there's just more threats right now coming out from JDG. But with LGD being in their base, it means they can go, get their HP back very swiftly, and make it back out. So this is where JDG have to be a bit careful. I think playing more members down towards that bot side and trying to get this bot lane turret is a better play than committing so many to mid.
Yeah. And to agree, here we go. The Orn Horn has been sounded. The fight shall ensue. We go flash in with Missing, as he wants to find the Aphelios, the one shining light that could have maybe turned the tides. But this storm is too damn strong. These waves are too big. And JDG are just too clean in that execution. They will take the 2-0 over LGD, and they will take themselves off the top spot in the regular standings.
Yeah, JDG wanting to keep their place at the top of the mountain, at very least guarantee themselves top 2, again, top 1. You never know which side of the bracket is actually going to end up being the more unfavorable one. But for JDG, I guess, hell, they're the raid boss. They're that you have them on your side. That's not where you want to be. So great performance by them, giving us a really short day, despite the fact we played in 2 different arenas.
Yeah.
Probably pinpoint down to one member, because it really just felt like pure domination across the board as Ruler. Missing having to be like, brother, get in here, get in here.
Come on, buddy, we're a team.
And yeah, kind of funnily enough that this series doesn't change much. First series of the day having more implications, but it just to me. Each day goes by, Sheen, and we get closer and closer to the end of the spring regular season of LPL. Always feels like it comes and goes by so quickly, but also so slow at the same time. So 6 more days left. Then some playoffs afterwards. JDG, they have another match against Ultra Prime that they're favored in. LGD, if you're an LGD fan, they're playing against LNG for the battle of, who's the superior L organization, but not like L in a bad way.
Ooh, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, title.
Like a good L.
It's a good L. Like, it's like the Harry Potter. It's like, you're going to be in pain, but you're going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, kind of the results we expected from this particular series. NIP taking RNG down very comfortably, in my opinion, to be perfectly honest. Was definitely not what I expected coming in today. And it does mean that I think now, I'm not entirely sure, I'll have to triple check everything, but like, I don't know if there's a way for JDG to actually drop out of, or maybe they can't. No, I don't think there's a way to drop out of top 2. I think they're kind of secure there no matter what.
You might be right.
I think they're secure there because I think the only person who could overtake them or knock them out would be LNG, but LNG could only do it if they 2-0 the last 2 series and JDG do a 0-2, and then still JDG on the head-to-head. So I think JDG are confirmed top 2. I think they're in double elim. Pretty sure how the maths works.
For JDG, it was double elim or bust coming in for this roster. Like this is definitely a roster. If you don't win the title, like you have failed spring split. I feel like they're the only team that has that expectation on them. EDG, LNG, Weibo, BLG, even top. Like definitely think if you just look at an on paper roster, like ignoring how the split went, you go, hey, pick one of these teams to win. You pick JDG. So definitely good for them if they have secured that bye. They need it.
Could be wrong. That's not confirmed. I'm going to wait till I get confirmation on that.
They can just keep all in on their strengths. Again, the snowballing is phenomenal. And if they can just shore up some of the weaknesses they showed earlier on in the split, that's what they need to do, because they're not able to find the same leads that they found in games like this against teams that have the same caliber of players, right? The EDGs with the Scout and the Tarzans, the LNGs with the Scout and the Tarzans, the EDGs, the Fofos, the Alas, the Makos, hell, even like BLGs, Weibos, like these teams that have these calibers of players, you got to have some other route than like, we can lane very well, and Kanavi, again, most of the time can path pretty efficiently, find these leads, and then run you over. So that gear is perfect. Yep. It just needs, it needs like the next step in the evolution. Ooh.
Yeah, next step to see where they can kind of, become that big international force. But speaking of a big international force, we're going to send it over to Christina, who's standing by with 369 after their win.
Hello there, welcome to Post-Game Interview. I'm Christina. We're joined by 369, the top laner for JDG. Congratulations on taking down your opponent with a very clean victory. First question for you, I'm curious about your mentality before this matchup into LGD. It seems that they seem to have a magic that they always can take down some strong opponent when it comes to the end of regular season for LGD. So what was your mentality against them? 欢迎369来到我们的赛后采访，又是一场非常快的2-0嘛，京东拿下了老干爹。其实老干爹在赛季末期还是有说法的，所以想了解一下京东在这场比赛之前的心态是怎么样？你们是觉得可能要做一些特别的针对，还是说很有信心拿下他们呢？
我们就想的是不要出太多失误吧，然后因为我们之前失误比较多，就今天不出失误。
Actually, we just thought that please do not make some serious mistakes. And before, maybe in the past few matchups, we made so many mistakes. So we just want to perform solid in today's matchup. And speaking of today's matchup, well, game 1 you got Cannon, game 2 you got Or. I think that's why did you pick some like so many team-oriented champions, especially in today's game? Is that because you want to play solid? So what do you think of your role, especially in today's game, into Xiaoxu, the top laner for LGD? He performed pretty good in previous matchups. 那么其实刚才369也说，今天可能就是要不犯失误嘛，好像看着今天2局比赛其实都打得比较稳健。那么你这边上路2次都选出来这个团战型的英雄，是不是就是因为这一点呢？而且你是怎么看待跟小徐这样一个对局？因为毕竟在之前 LGD 发挥比较不错的比赛里面，他本人的发挥可能也是队伍比较核心的一个点吧。
我觉得就是小徐选手还是比较有实力的，但是我最会打这种新人了。然后还有就是我们队伍面对老干爹的时候，还是要想的是更谨慎一点，就这样。
Actually, I think Xiaoxu performs pretty good, but I'm so good at play against some kind of rookie players like Xiaoxu. So when facing LGD, we just need to perform so seriously like we did in today's matchup. And you have only one game left in regular season. We know that you really want to get top 2 in regular season on standings in order to get the second life in playoffs. So what's your take on the next matchup against Ultra Prime for you? 那么其实常规赛目前来讲，对京东来说仅剩1局。我们知道，对于京东来说，毕竟是名列常规赛前茅嘛，好像前面的强队都在争夺复活甲，因为可以在季后赛中有一个比较好有利的位置。所以你觉得下一场比赛当中，京东这边可能是对这场比赛怎么看的？针对 UP 来说的话，
对战 UP 的话，因为他们有2位世界冠军选手嘛，然后我们要提起非常大的就是注意，好吧。
Because that Ultra Prime have 2 players who won the World Championship, so when facing them, we have to watch out for them and pay more attention. And final question for you: looking back to the whole regular season journey, except the next coming matchup against Ultra Prime. So, which part do you think you guys perform really much better, and which part do you think you still need to improve on in order to perform better in playoffs? 那么最后一个问题，已经到了我们常规赛10周了。其实大致回看已经过去很久的这样的常规赛，369觉得京东哪些部分是做的比较好，哪些部分是为了征战季后赛队伍可能还需要再提升的点呢？
我觉得我们队伍现在就是沟通问题比较大吧，然后我们也慢慢的在变好，就这样，就我们沟通越来越好的话，会走得越来越远的。
Actually, I think that we have some communication issues for our whole team. As long as we can fix communication issues, we really can go far further and play much better in upcoming matchups, especially in playoffs. Thank you so much for joining me. 谢谢369来到我们的赛后采访。Back to you guys.